Imagine a roadmap, maybe not just for, feeling a bit calmer, but for actually making real, significant spiritual progress. Maybe even tuning into a specific star.
Sounds pretty out there.
It does, right? Sounds like something you'd want to explore. Well, welcome. Today we're diving deep into the Sirius Gate application.
Right, and this system, it makes a really bold claim, doesn't it?
It really does. It says it's the only way to connect with Sirius, gain profound wisdom, achieve something they call superconsciousness.
And even, get this, move beyond the physical world.
Exactly. The material matrix, as they put it.
So what's really striking, I think, is that this isn't just, another meditation app with nice sounds.
No, definitely not.
Our sources, which are basically analyses of this whole Sirius Gate approach, they describe a very comprehensive and actually quite demanding framework.
Yeah, demanding seems like the right word.
Yeah.
So for you listening, our goal today in this deep dive is to really get a handle on what this app is proposing.
Understand the logic behind its methods, which are quite specific, sometimes intense.
And to think about its potential, from both a spiritual angle and where the sources led us, maybe a bit of a scientific one too.
And it's probably good to remember as we go through this, we're exploring the ideas in the source material.
Exactly. We're not endorsing them or saying they're definitively true or false.
Yeah.
Just understanding what's being presented.
Right. It's about understanding the claims themselves.
Okay, so let's get right into the core concept. Sirius Gate. What is it, fundamentally?
Well, according to the analysis we've seen, Sirius Gate positions itself as, unique. They say it's the first system to really blend ancient spiritual sciences with modern takes on energy and astronomy.
Okay.
But it goes further. It really frames itself as the only path.
The only one?
Yeah, the only route to hitting some really major spiritual milestones.
Like what, specifically?
Well, the big one is communication with Sirius. They call it the Star of Wishes. And through that connection, the app promises you'll develop wisdom, reach this state called superconsciousness, and attain the highest level of human consciousness. They liken it to the station of prophets or the righteous.
Wow, high aims.
Very high. And ultimately, the goal is to transcend the material matrix.
Which they see as the cause of, reincarnation?
Basically, yeah. The reason for our repetitive lives, leading to this state where, metaphorically, dust equals gold.
And they present this as a truly genuine, life-altering journey.
Absolutely. They contrast it quite sharply with other practices they imply are, less effective or maybe even superficial.
And that claim that it's the only path.
That's a key point. It suggests a certain dogmatism, perhaps, something for you, the listener, to definitely consider carefully in your own exploration.
It's a very assertive stance. Now, the app also has prerequisites, right? Good health, sincere desire.
Yes. Good mental and physical health and a sincere desire.
Which sounds reasonable on the surface, but what's the deeper logic there?
Well, these prerequisites become really crucial when you look at just how demanding this whole methodology seems to be.
Right.
Psychologically speaking, deep meditation, it can stir things up. Strong emotions, old memories.
I'm sure that can happen.
So good mental health gives you a more stable foundation, to navigate that.
Makes sense.
And similarly, the commitment involved. It's long, it's intensive, especially later on. You'd need some physical stamina just to avoid burnout.
Like training for a marathon almost.
Exactly. It's like preparing for a really long, tough hike. You wouldn't just start without being reasonably fit, right?
You'd get overwhelmed pretty quickly.
Precisely. And the focus on sincere desire, seriousness, perseverance, that really connects to the idea that you need strong internal motivation to stick with something this challenging long term.
Intrinsic motivation.
Yeah. And believing you can improve through dedication, what psychologists call a growth mindset, that's also going to be vital for learning and adapting within the system.
Okay, let's talk about the structure. 3 stages, minimum year and a half.
Consecutive stages, yeah.
From a user's point of view, how might that staged approach feel?
Well, having distinct stages provides a really clear roadmap.
Which can be appealing, right? Knowing what's next.
Definitely. Especially for people who like structure. And progressing through stages gives you that sense of accomplishment. Milestones along the way can be super motivating.
And that first stage, it seems heavily focused on just building the habit.
Exactly. Daily practice, twice a day, hitting a high commitment level like 85% for 4 to 6 months.
That's specific.
It is. It's clearly designed to embed meditation as a deep habit. Our source material even mentions the brain needing around 120 to 180 days to really lock in a new habit like that.
And the app itself plays a role in moving you forward. It assesses you somehow.
Apparently, yes. It would need a pretty precise tracking system for your commitment.
Right.
And maybe some kind of internal assessment. Though how that works isn't fully detailed. It needs to figure out when you're actually ready for stage 2.
That's kind of unusual for an app, isn't it? That level of assessment.
It is, and the transparency of how that tracking and assessment works would be, well, pretty important for users to trust the process.
Let's move to stage 2 then. Simulating Sufi retreats. First off, what are these retreats typically like in their traditional sense?
Well, traditionally, a spiritual retreat, whether in Sufism or other contemplative paths, means stepping back.
Disconnecting.
Exactly. Withdrawing from daily distractions, sensory overload for a set period. The goal is usually inner work.
Like purification.
Purification of the soul, deepening your spiritual connection, maybe fundamentally shifting your perception through really intense inward focus.
Okay. And the app links this stage specifically to reaching gamma brainwaves. Why that connection?
The app seems to propose that this intense inward focus, the retreat environment, actually prepares the brain to operate at gamma frequencies. From a spiritual angle, perhaps the deep states of consciousness sought in retreats correlate with certain brain activity patterns.
So the app sees this stage as like tuning the brain.
Essentially, yeah. Tuning it to be receptive for what comes in the final phase.
But can doing these kinds of retreats actually help your brain get into gamma waves?
Yeah.
And what are gamma waves generally linked to? Maybe not the specific numbers, but the function.
Well, yes, intensive, sustained meditation, especially when you're secluded.
Okay.
It can definitely influence brain activity.
Okay.
Gamma waves are among the fastest, and they're usually associated with higher level thinking. Things like really sharp focus, complex problem solving.
Integrated awareness.
Exactly, that sense of integrated awareness. Studies have shown increased gamma activity in very experienced meditators.
Right.
And there's also neuroplasticity. Temporary isolation can actually stimulate the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections.
So the retreat could boost that.
Potentially, yes, it could enhance that neural adaptation, maybe making the brain more capable of hitting those high gamma states linked to, altered or expanded awareness.
Okay, which brings us to the final stage, the pyramid. Pyramids. They carry so much symbolic weight historically.
Immense weight, yeah.
So how does the app connect them to Sirius, Orion, and these stargates? And why is the pyramid presented as the only way out of this matrix?
Right. So in many esoteric traditions, pyramids aren't just stone structures. They're seen as cosmic symbols, even portals or gateways. The link to Orion and Sirius often comes from ancient beliefs about those stars being major energy sources or cosmic connection points.
Okay.
Sirius Gate seems to take this quite literally, suggesting pyramids were built by highly advanced beings
Got a tool.
as a kind of cosmic clock, specifically linked to Sirius and Orion. And the shape itself, the pyramid form, is claimed to have a unique power to collect cosmic vibrations.
Wow.
And given their core ideas about transcending the material matrix,
The pyramid becomes the key.
it becomes the door to the greatest stargate, and again, the only way through. It elevates the pyramid to this absolutely central, indispensable element, almost like using it reactivates some lost secret for escaping the cycle.
But scientifically speaking, is there any real backup for pyramids having these effects? On electromagnetic fields or helping us tune into divine vibrations?
Well, there has been some preliminary research looking at pyramid shapes and electromagnetic fields,
Okay.
and some very early investigation into possible biological effects. But honestly, evidence right now is way too limited to support these big claims about divine vibrations or needing pyramids for stargates.
So divine vibrations is more metaphysical.
Largely, yes. But psychologically, a powerful symbol like a pyramid can deepen focus
How so?
by tapping into what Carl Jung called archetypal imagery. It resonates deeply. And if you believe in the pyramid's power, that belief itself creates positive expectation, which definitely influences your subjective experience.
Right, the placebo effect or something similar.
Could play a role, absolutely.
Let's shift to the divine mantras. The app avoids regular music, right? Only these mantras called the sound of God.
That's right, very specific focus.
How might that affect the user experience? And why the insistence on vocalizing them?
Well, by cutting out everything else, it forces an intense focus just on the mantra.
Which could appeal to some people.
Definitely. People seeking a really pure, uncluttered practice might find that very attractive. Technically, the act needs high-quality audio, obviously.
And maybe tracks your voice.
It might even have tech to analyze your vocalization, though that's not fully confirmed in our sources. But emphasizing speaking it aloud adds a physical layer.
How does that help?
Engaging the vocal cords creates vibrations. It can really deepen focus and help fill your awareness with the sound, pushing out distractions, which is, a core goal of meditation.
So listening is secondary.
It seems vocalization is preferred for its potency, though listening might be an option sometimes. And the idea of unique daily mantras for specific energy centers, that points to a really dynamic, complex back-end system.
These mantras are linked to our genes, apparently, harmonizing with the cosmos, activating divine light. Where did these ideas come from, spiritually?
They really echo deep themes from various traditions. The idea of sound or the word being creative, foundational.
Like in Genesis, or be and it is.
Exactly. You find it in Hermeticism, Gnosticism, many religions. And in Hinduism and Buddhism, mantras are sacred sounds with vibrational power thought to affect consciousness.
And the link to genes, that sounds more modern.
It's an interesting bridge, yeah. Suggesting cosmic frequencies are somehow encoded in our DNA, and chanting restores harmony.
And activating remembrance.
That aligns with awakening a deeper, true self or consciousness, surrendering the ego to a higher self or divine will to receive light. That's a classic mystical theme found across many paths.
But scientifically, how does repeating a sound actually influence inner energy or chakras, meridians, or DNA?
Okay, from a science perspective, repeating sounds does create physical vibrations,
right,
and it can influence the nervous system. Mantra practice has been linked to calmer brain states, less anxiety-related activity, more emotional regulation activity.
So it has measurable effects.
Yes, on brain activity and feelings of calm, but concepts like chakras and meridians, those are from traditional energy systems. Science is looking into potential links to nerves or connective tissue, but
no direct proof of opening pathways.
Not in the way it's often described spiritually, and there's certainly no proof that chanting changes DNA structure. Terms like geometric shapes or replacing darkness with light in cells.
Metaphors.
Powerful spiritual metaphors, yes, but not reflecting known biological processes right now.
Okay, another distinct feature, the timing. You can only use the app at very specific calculated times.
Yes, calculated daily based on your location and celestial movements, and it literally locks you out otherwise.
Wow. What are the technical hurdles there, and how does that affect the user?
Technically, that's complex. You need precise location, real-time astronomical data integration, daily updates for every user, so big technical lift.
Definitely not simple.
And it implies a belief that these specific times hold unique positive energy. A secret, they claim, avoids negative influences found in other timing approaches. For the user, well, it means zero flexibility.
You can't just meditate when you feel like it.
Nope. You're on the app's schedule, which could, paradoxically, make it feel more valuable. Scarcity principle,
We're just really frustrated.
Or really frustrating if the times just don't work for your life, even if they claim to cover different times throughout the month.
This idea of aligning with cosmic rhythms, it's ancient, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Many ancient cultures saw the cosmos as alive, interconnected, with rhythms affecting humans.
Like lunar cycles, planetary movements.
Exactly, and aligning spiritual practices with those times was thought to boost effectiveness, create harmony.
So Sirius Gate taps into that lineage.
It embraces it fully, suggesting the synchronization provides a unique positive energy other programs lack. It's about linking your personal practice to the cosmic order.
But is there solid science behind specific celestial timings, boosting meditation with positive cosmic energy or divine vibrations?
Scientifically, our main biological clock is driven by light and dark, the circadian rhythm.
Right.
There is emerging research on how Earth's magnetic field or solar activity might affect us, but
nothing about specific planets at specific times giving optimal energy.
No, that's not backed by robust science currently. Psychologically, though, believing you're meditating at the right cosmic moment.
That adds meaning.
Huge meaning. And purpose, self-efficacy, positive expectation, all of which can definitely make the experience feel more powerful.
Let's talk outcomes. Spiritual clarity, peace, wisdom, superconsciousness, exiting the matrix. The treasure of this life, they call it.
The big promises.
Huge. How significant are these goals in the grand scheme of spiritual seeking? And is achieving them in under 2 years, like the app suggests, even remotely realistic?
Well, these goals really represent the absolute peak in many spiritual traditions. Clarity means inner purification, overcoming negativity.
Wisdom, superconsciousness, going beyond normal perception.
Exactly, deeper understanding. And exiting the matrix implies total liberation from material constraints, a massive shift in seeing reality.
Things people spend lifetimes pursuing.
Often, yes, through incredibly rigorous, long practices. So the app claiming this can happen in under 2 years, it's exceptionally ambitious. A secret centuries awaited is how they frame it.
Could an intense, focused method speed things up that much?
It's possible it could accelerate progress for some, but it would demand immense commitment and, critically, a high degree of readiness from the user.
Right.
The app itself kind of hedges by saying the creator's bounty is limitless, implying possibility depends heavily on the user's sincerity, seriousness, perseverance, and purity.
From a cognitive science or neuroscience perspective, can intense practice over, say, 18 months really lead to something that feels like exiting the matrix or superconsciousness via deep cognitive restructuring?
Scientifically, we know that sustained, focused practice can create new neural pathways.
Neuroplasticity again.
Exactly. It can lead to significant shifts in thinking and perception. Brain imaging of long-term meditators shows structural and functional changes.
So deep cognitive restructuring is plausible.
As a way to describe a fundamental reshaping of how you understand reality, yes, that could certainly feel like a major shift in perspective.
And superconsciousness.
Could perhaps be understood neuroscientifically as a state of high neural integration, maybe different brain networks working together more coherently, leading to enhanced cognition, broader awareness.
But the speed, 2 years.
That varies hugely person to person. Genetics, background, commitment, many factors. The app's timeline is a claim, and you, the user, would need to critically assess your own actual experience.
The app also stresses these essential conditions: love for all, sincerity, seriousness, perseverance.
Starting points.
And says you don't need a human teacher, just the company of the great creator. How could an app actually foster these qualities? And who does that appeal to?
Well, an app can't force love, obviously.
Right.
But its design can emphasize intention, maybe during sign-up, through messages, prompting reflection on these qualities.
And tracking commitment helps with sincerity and perseverance.
It can support it, yes, by framing itself as the direct link to the sky or the great cosmic mind. It simplifies things, no human intermediary.
But that puts all the burden on the user.
Right, completely.
Yeah.
No direct human support for navigating difficulties. So, these high requirements, plus the self-directed nature, likely means it attracts a very specific type of person.
Someone already deeply committed and self-reliant.
Probably, yes. Someone ready for that level of intense solitary work.
Let's revisit the pyramid in the final stage. Antenna to Sirius, stimulating the pineal gland for superconsciousness, linking to a cosmic crown chakra. Let's unpack the spiritual interpretation here.
Okay, so this weaves together several rich esoteric ideas. Spiritually, the pineal gland.
The third eye.
Right. Seen as the seat of intuition, higher perception. Activating it is thought to open gates to higher consciousness.
And the pyramid is the tool for that.
Yeah. In this model, yes. It focuses Sirius's cosmic energy onto the pineal gland to help activate it.
And the chakras.
Energy centers. The crown chakra, sometimes 7th, sometimes 8th in different systems, is linked to cosmic or divine consciousness.
So the pyramid balances the lower ones. Sirius tunes the crown.
That seems to be the idea. Pyramid rebalances the main 7. Sirius connection via the practice regulates the crown, leading to superconsciousness, spiritual integration. Adding symbols like Osiris reinforces transformation themes.
Okay, now the science check. Pineal gland stimulated by shapes or star frequencies. Connection to DMT, altered states.
Scientifically, we know the pineal gland makes melatonin crucial for sleep, mood, memory.
Right.
There are theories, still debated, about it producing small amounts of DMT, a powerful psychedelic potentially linked to altered states, dreams, near-death experiences.
But no proof pyramids or Sirius frequencies stimulated.
No current scientific evidence for that, no.
Yeah.
Or that they increase DMT. And the crown chakra connection is from traditional energy models, not neuroscience.
So meditation might affect brain activity? Maybe hormones indirectly?
Yes, meditation definitely affects brain activity and consciousness. But the specific mechanism the app proposes here, pyramid-focusing star energy on the pineal, lacks a scientific basis right now.
The app promises noticeable progress pretty much from the start. For such a long, tough journey, how can the app design actually help users feel that progress and stay motivated?
Yeah, that's crucial for sticking with it. Good app design is key.
Like what? Progress bar.
Exactly. Clear visual feedback, tracking commitment percentages, charts showing practice time, maybe points, levels, badges for hitting milestones or transitioning stages.
Tangible rewards almost.
Tangible indicators, yeah. And features encouraging daily journaling can be powerful too.
So you track your own internal changes.
Right. You notice the subtle shifts yourself.
Yeah.
Plus, regular motivational messages, maybe carefully vetted success stories, that could help.
Even though they say no support.
The interface itself can be a form of indirect support, guiding, encouraging, making the process feel manageable.
Let's touch on the how to meditate guidance and the associated spiritual aspects, purifying the heart, forgiveness, seeing wisdom in events. What's the deeper point of including those?
Well, these are really core ethical and spiritual teachings in so many traditions.
Not just techniques, but a way of being.
Precisely. Cultivating humility, compassion, forgiveness. That's seen as clearing the inner clutter, the obstacles blocking truth or divine light.
Forgiveness releases baggage.
Spiritual and emotional baggage, yeah.
Oh.
Seeing lessons in hardship builds resilience, deeper understanding. Emphasizing love as the basic energy promotes harmony. It's a holistic approach that should ideally infuse your whole life, not just the meditation time.
And how do these practices, forgiveness, compassion, positive reframing, actually affect us psychologically and physically based on research? And the meditation healing link generally.
Oh, the research is pretty strong there. Positive psychology, contemplative neuroscience, they show clear links.
Like compassion activating relaxation.
Yes, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, boosting oxytocin. Forgiveness is linked to lower stress hormones like cortisol, less anxiety-related brain activity.
And finding meaning in difficulty.
That's huge for resilience. And meditation itself. Numerous studies show benefits beyond just relaxation.
Right, sure.
Reducing stress, pain perception, maybe even influencing gene expression positively. It stimulates neuroplasticity, improves focus, helps break bad habits. It's quite profound.
The app gives practical meditation advice too, right?
Yeah.
Sitting, breathing, mantra focus, dealing with distractions like light specters.
Yes, the nuts and bolts.
How can an app teach that effectively? And why tell people to ignore visual stuff?
An app can use clear text, videos, maybe initial guided audio. Interactive elements could check posture or breathing understanding.
Okay.
The advice to ignore visual phenomena, lights, patterns is standard in many meditation paths. Because the goal is usually deeper consciousness, not getting sidetracked by secondary sensory effects, which can just be byproducts of changing brain states, the app can reinforce. Stay focused on the main practice, the mantra here.
Our sources mention brain waves and the pineal gland again.
Yeah.
Can you give us the really simple version of how they relate to what the app's trying to achieve?
Sure. Think of brain waves as reflecting your state. Beta is alert, maybe stressed. Alpha is relaxed. Theta is light sleep or deep meditation. Delta is very depth sleep or profound meditation. And gamma is that high-level, integrated consciousness state.
And meditation shifts these.
Often, yes. The goal is usually to shift from busy beta towards calmer alpha theta, or sometimes towards integrated gamma.
And the pineal gland.
Spiritually, the third eye. Scientifically, makes melatonin for sleep. Theorized, maybe, to make DMT linked to altered states. The idea is activating it opens deeper perception.
So Sirius Gate aims for theta and gamma for wisdom and superconsciousness.
That seems to be the model, yes. Guiding the user's brain activity towards those states associated with deeper insight and integrated awareness.
Okay, the ultimate promise. Integration with the pure divine soul. The app claims it's the only path. What's the general concept of this kind of union in spiritual traditions?
That idea of union with the divine, the creator, the absolute, it's really the summit in many mystical paths.
Transcending separation.
Exactly. A state of profound oneness, recognizing your inherent connection to everything. Ultimate purity, bliss, cosmic awareness.
but the only path claim.
That's exceptionally strong. Spiritual history is filled with diverse paths leading towards transcendent experiences. While Sirius Gate offers a path, calling it the only one is a major assertion.
Psychologically, could this integration with the divine soul map onto things like peak experiences or unitive consciousness?
Yes, there are strong parallels. Abraham Maslow's peak experiences, the states of unitive consciousness and transpersonal psychology, they share characteristics. Feelings of deep connection, losing the sense of a separate self, expanded awareness, profound joy, serenity.
And brain research supports this possibility.
Research on advanced meditators does show changes like decreased activity in the default mode network, which handles self-related thought. This suggests a potential neural basis for transcending the ordinary sense of self during deep states.
Okay, so we've taken this deep dive into Sirius Gate. Intense method, unique elements like mantras, timings, the pyramid. Huge promises of superconsciousness, exiting the matrix. What's your overall takeaway for someone listening who might be intrigued?
I'd say approach it with eyes wide open. It's a compelling system, draws on fascinating ancient ideas, but it's very demanding.
And the claims
of being the only path, guaranteeing outcomes, those need a critical look. If you feel truly ready, psychologically, physically, and have that unwavering, sincere desire for a very deep dive that means giving up a lot, maybe it's worth considering.
But be honest with yourself.
Absolutely. Honesty about readiness, motivation, that's key. Remember, the spiritual path is personal. Sincere intention, purity of heart, those matter hugely, whatever tool you use.
And practically speaking, any key cautions?
Well, given the intensity, especially the retreat phases, proceed with caution. Make sure your mental health is solid before starting.
And if things get rough?
Don't hesitate to pause or get outside support from a professional. Your own sense of clarity, comfort, well-being is paramount. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't get fixated only on the app's grand promises.
And consider the demands.
Yes, the huge commitment, the strict timing. Does the underlying philosophy truly resonate with you? This isn't for casual relaxation. It's a long-haul, intensive undertaking. If that specific challenge calls to you, fine, but be fully prepared.
Really valuable points. It's clear Sirius Gate is positioning itself as way more than just an app. It's an intense, transformative pathway.
A very specific one.
So given this blend of ancient concepts and modern tech, pushing for, well, rapid growth through strict adherence to cosmic timings, it makes you wonder, what does truly define an authentic path to higher consciousness for you personally?
That's a great question to ponder.
A fascinating question to reflect on. And with that thought, our deep dive into the Sirius Gate application comes to a close for today.